Damn. Big black nigga.
At night I be flying. I believe I can fly. I am a unicorn.
In a number of states, the laws allow a baby to be born from his or her mother's womb in the 9th month. It is wrong. It has to change.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
What? You hear about slavery for 400 years? For 400 years? That sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all?
Do you like teenage girls?
When you say teenage, how are we talking?
Girls who are teenagers.
And by the way, for all you kids watching at home, Santa just is white. Just because it makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't mean it has to change. You know, I mean, Jesus was a white man too.
I am a god. Everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was. A god. I just told you. That's who I think I am.
You should be angry. Maybe even a little confused, or maybe both, because these people that are dumber than you are becoming millionaires. There's this saying,
the A students work for the B students, the C students run the businesses, and the D students dedicate the buildings.
I've always been curious about this because, like most of you watching, I wasn't a D student and I thought I had life figured out. Stay out of trouble, go to college, get a high-paying job, do all these things that are supposed to make you successful, right?
Yeah, that's pretty true. That's true, and yeah, that's true.
That's what they taught me and you. So why didn't it make us successful? I finally realized the answer to that question was making money is a skill, just like studying for a test is a skill. The only problem with your skill is who cares how proficient you are in U.S. history, when in the long run, that knowledge, that skill makes you no money.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
Honestly, I don't even need to know how to read at all. As long as I know if I buy this water for $1 and I sell the same bottle for $4, if I sell enough of these bottles, I'm gonna get rich. And once I realized that, everything changed for me. I see the world and the people in it for who and what they are. You see, most of us don't have the luxury of hanging around people with extreme wealth, but I did. At a previous job, I had the pleasure of working with one of New York City's highest paid personal trainers. He was rich as hell and owned a few gyms, but if you weren't talking to him about working out or buying a gym, he was dumb as fuck. Seriously, if the topic wasn't fitness, he had an attention span of a peanut. And I thought I had an ego until I met him. He'd get drunk, buy everybody drinks so they were cool with him, then stand on the table and show off his bank account to people who didn't ask to see it. But that man had 11 million in his account, and he was my age. And I know what you're thinking. He probably came from wealth, and you would be wrong. In fact, this guy had a worse childhood than I did. He grew up in a single-family household, and he lived in the hood. He even told me about times there wasn't enough food in the house and situations where they went weeks without electricity. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was never that poor. I'm from the hood too, but I never had any problems like that. I remember the time I told him my mother and father took me to Disney World almost every summer. After that, he never stopped calling me a Cosby kid. So there was 2 strikes against him. Not only was he not that bright, but he also didn't come from money. But he was driven, and that made him successful. He found something he liked to do, which was lifting a lot of weights, and he met wealthy clients doing it while he was working for a high-end gym called Equinox. He met one client who liked him enough to partner with him to open up his first gym. And then after that, he just repeated the cycle. So like I said, it's people dumber than you making millions. And without further ado, let's discuss how these dumb people make their millions. Some start a business, but the first thing you need to realize is starting a business with no experience might be the fastest way to get rich if you get it right, but it's also the fastest way to go broke when you get it wrong. And 90% of you will get it wrong. I got it wrong multiple times. I've tried to drop ship, wholesale. Hell, I've even tried reselling tickets online. On that one business idea, I lost $7,000 buying tickets that I couldn't resell. To keep a long story short, if I bought a $100 ticket from Ticketmaster and I tried to resell it, I paid a fee to resell it, the buyer paid a fee to buy it, and then I threw my $50 in profit in there. That ticket, after taxes and fees for a nosebleed seat, would now cost $270. But these brokers like Ticketmaster have experts who determine the original ticket price. So there's no way they had tickets priced at $100 when they could have sold them for over $250. The demand just wasn't there. And there were other factors as well, but keeping this long story short, let's just say ticket reselling left me broke. But it taught me a valuable lesson, which is why buy tickets taking on all the risk when if I start a ticketing business, I could charge the fees and always get paid with little to no risk. So I've showed you the worst way to try and start a business, which is with no experience. But I bet you if I worked for Ticketmaster, I would have learned that and got paid as an employee while working for Ticketmaster, and I wouldn't have lost any money. So I've shown you the worst way to try and start a business with no experience. Now, prepare yourself for the best way to start a business and get paid while learning the business. See, what I've learned is the first thing you need is a high income skill. In fact, you might have a skill, you just need to make it a high income skill. Which I know sounds dumb as fuck, but hear me out. A personal trainer on average makes $30 an hour in New York, unless you work for high-end clients that pay $150 an hour. My client that was a personal trainer charged $200 an hour. And I know what you're thinking. I'm not a personal trainer. Listen, whatever you are, charge more for what you do. In fact, Reddit says you should quit your job every 3 years if you want to make more money. And I get all my financial advice from Reddit. All jokes aside, I've heard that from other credible sources as well, like TikTok.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So start looking for a higher paying job, or go to college or trade school to get one.
Oh, I wish I could, but I don't want to.
Alright, let's kick things up a notch. You're wondering, how will this make you rich? Listen guys, it's the same play in every industry. Trust me, I've had clients in multiple different industries. So say you dropped out of high school. You watched my video and I convinced you to go to a trade school and become a plumber. Sure, doctor, lawyer, or engineer sounds sexier, but
Ain't nobody got time for that.
so you took the faster route. You took a student loan out for $3,000 to $10,000 in New York, that's probably 10 grand, and went to plumbing school for under a year because you know there's a shortage of plumbers. And your first job out, you're making $54,000 a year. Not bad. And remember, I said we quit our jobs every 3 years. But if you become good enough in 2 years, fuck quitting and going to a new job. Let's start a side business. Yeah, I'm speaking from experience. I got bored at work and started building a website. Nowadays, websites are easy to build. You can literally build one in a day. But it took me a week at the time. Then I let the website sit for a month. I had no plans for it, just wanted to see if I could build a website. But after a month, I came back to it and said, fuck it, let's see if I can make money with it. So I studied how to market it, all free information I've learned on YouTube. Guys, I'm not here to sell you a course. I've got a master's degree in business, but almost everything I know and retained, I've learned for free on YouTube. Now, on to the fun stuff, getting paid. You're a certified plumber now with years of experience. You've been dealing with shit, literally, because, you know, You're a plumber, and just like me, you've gave your boss suggestions on how to improve the business. Things you've seen on YouTube, how to market better, and ways to keep the customer happy. But if your boss was anything like mine, he ignored you. So fuck him. We're gonna take that advice and use it on our own plumbing business. See, over the years, we learned just by being at work how to run a plumbing business by, get this, working for a plumbing business. We know what we should do in a plumbing business and what we shouldn't do. We know all the common FAQs, frequently asked questions, and we've made mistakes, and this company we work for has paid for those mistakes. If I broke something in a customer's house, the company had to pay for it, not me. So, not only was this education free, but I got paid $54,000 a year to learn from these mistakes. And now that we know everything we need to do the correct way, that's what we do for our side business. But here's the kicker. We also know what other competitors charge for plumbing services, and we're gonna charge more, not less. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Luxury Plumbing Services. If the old company you worked for wants to charge $2,000 for mediocre service, you charge $3,000 and provide them with exceptional service. People, never argue about your price. It is what it is. Damn! Now we could discuss terms, but the price never changes. People don't go to the Louis Vuitton store and ask why these shoes cost so much more than Nike's. And when word gets out that you're offering better service, and that could be better customer service, maybe it takes people a week to schedule appointments with the other companies, and you get it done in a day. Maybe it includes additional things like inspecting all the pipes before you leave. Or maybe it's been a while for grandma and you lay the pipe for her.
You guys are gonna fuck, aren't you?
Yeah, boy. I don't know, but sell luxury and never compete with prices. My business services starts at $500. My competitors charge $200. But trust me, you get over $500 in value. And more importantly, you don't deal with customers who bargain shop because you don't negotiate luxury, right? So you're a plumber who went to school for a year and worked for a company for 2 years. Did you get any smarter? No, you just learned a trade and used that to start a business. But let's be honest, you still dumb as hell. You just know what you're doing when it comes to plumbing. Just like my personal trainer client. And I've had other clients that were plastic surgeons, defense attorneys, real estate tycoons, YouTubers, all idiots outside of their field of expertise. They all were employees first, learned the business, started a side business, and when their side business started making enough money, they quit their job and ran their business. And most importantly, they never stopped improving their business. So if you already have a high-paying job and you're already somewhat of an expert in your field, but you're short on cash, business credit can be a powerful tool because you can have the best business idea, but if you don't have the money to market it, no one is gonna know or care about your business. So watch this video or save it for the future where I'll show you how to build business credit fast.